What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Open Table Sports Podcast, episode 11. Again, it's me and Dom. We've been on the daily recap every single night this week. Maybe like one or two we missed, but hey, we're putting out more content than ever, more tweets, anything you think about. We'd like to thank the University of Bridgeport for giving us the Open Table Sports studio here on the campus of University of Bridgeport, which we attend, Fightful.com. Boost Oxygen, SeatGiant.com. You can use code Matt, all caps there, to get some money off your ticket purchases. And our new sponsor, Jeep Guys Online. Get all your Jeep Wrangler and all that stuff there if you have a Jeep Wrangler. Obviously, if you don't, you can't get Jeep Wrangler parts for a Jeep Wrangler you don't have. So we're going to get right into it. Dom, what's going on, Dom?
So far, it's been pretty good this week. We got a lot of stuff today. I'm very happy.
I know today's going to be long. We have 7 things for the kickoff talk, 5 questions for the halftime viewer mail. Thank you, everyone, for sending in your halftime viewer mail. JJ, Tyler, Joe, Steve, and Anthony. The rundown is like 2.5 pages long.
Mm-hmm.
We might be here for a couple days. But something else that's going to be long, no pun intended, is the MLB 2019 season preview. We're going to have a huge panel. We're going to have about, I think 10 guys for that.
That's going to be – I'm ready. I'm getting my notes already, started on.
That's going to be – I'm looking forward to that. I'm trying to bring in people for different teams.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough since we're in Connecticut. How many people are you going to get from other markets?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what we get there. We're going to kick off with baseball now. Obviously, the biggest thing that happened this week in any sport is the Phillies signing Bryce Harper to a 13-year, $330 million contract. We all know no opt-outs, full no trade, which he could waive. But he said he doesn't want to leave Philly. He says he wants to be there for basically the rest of his career because this contract brings him through the age of 39. Dom, what are your thoughts on this?
It's insane. I don't think we've seen a contract go this long and with no trade clause, no opt-outs. It's going to be interesting. I think Harper, it was kind of crazy, almost like the Patrick Corbin. We were hearing different teams coming around at the last second. Then we saw Harper finally commit to the Phillies, who were the front runners the whole time.
Yeah, it was weird because then people were saying the Phillies, he doesn't like them, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, they kind of came in. People thought they weren't. Oh, then it was going to be the Dodgers, and it was going to be the Giants. Then someone said, well, don't count out the Yankees. It's just like weird teams started popping up. Oh, watch out for the Padres now that they got Machado. Watch out for the Mets. They might be a wild card a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Literally every team in the MLB. Oh, watch out for the Cardinals. Watch out for the Cubs. They could be that team that swoops up like the Nationals when they got Patrick Corbin. Watch out for the Nationals. He might go back there. Literally every team in the MLB you could think of. It was like, what?
Yeah, I mean,
it was, I don't know. It's kind of funny because every team was a wild card team. There was never really a clear front runner.
Mm-hmm.
For a little bit there was. We thought it was Phillies, always close to a deal with the Phillies. All there is, yes, to talk about money. The thing is, they were discussing it was money, but it was also opt-outs.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to do opt-outs because they wanted him to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, I don't want any opt-outs. So I was kind of surprised by that. But I mean, whatever. I mean, I think it's a weird deal. 13 years in Philly. I mean, they still might get Keuchel and Kimbrel. So I don't know. If they get both of them, I'm going to pick the Phillies as the NL East. But right now, I think it's split between the Braves and the Phillies. With the Mets, if they play to their full potential and have a good trade deadline, I think they could be good. If they fall off before the trade deadline, they're going to be done.
Yeah.
But I think if they kind of just hold in until the trade deadline, get some good players, we'll get into a little bit more later about them signing Carlos Gomez, outfielder, to a minor league contract. But I think it's going to be a pretty interesting race. You know, the Mets are going to be that team that'll creep from behind. They'll be that team that's somewhat out, but also in there at the same time, just because you never know. Baseball is that thing where you can have a team come from behind like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's split between the Phillies and the Braves for me.
I think for the Braves, it's gonna be important. I feel like they need to get Kimbrel. I feel like they really need to get him.
I don't know. I think Kimbrel can either go to the Phillies or the Braves. Maybe he goes back to the Red Sox. We're going to be talking about the Red Sox a little bit later and who their closer is going to be. But I don't know.
And we had the report of him having discussions with the Twins.
Yeah, Kimbrel's agent has been talking to the Twins. We reported that a couple days ago. I don't know about that. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know why he would go to the Twins.
I mean, they do need a closer, but like,
are the Twins in any like serious
spot? They're going to be in contention for the Central.
I mean, I don't know if they'll be enough to beat the Indians.
Indians lost a lot.
They did.
Michael Brantley. They have Kluber and Bauer, possibly. Their starting pitching is going to be good. I said that a couple weeks ago on the podcast. Their starting pitching is going to be good. Bullpen's going to be a little bit of an issue for them, but, whatever. Infield, stellar. Kipnis, they got rid of Encarnacion, whatever. They lost Yan Gomes at catcher. But I don't know. Obviously, they're going to win the Central, but maybe. It's always that possibility of maybe.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. But I think, I don't know. If the Phillies, even if they just get Keuchel, I think I'm going to pick them. Phillies need to get just a little bit more in the pitching area, and then they're going to be better than the Braves. But I don't know. Right now, I have a split. It's kind of just like a toss-up, like a 50-50 type of thing. But this Bryce Harper signing definitely
helps the Phillies a lot.
That lineup's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. $330 million, about where he wanted to be. He wanted to be above Machado.
But it's funny because he's making less
per year. Yeah. But, I mean, if he sticks to being there for the rest of his career, I mean.
I saw the Dodgers were throwing some crazy numbers.
Yeah, they wanted to do 4 years, $45 million per year.
That's insane.
I don't know. That's a little bit crazy. But 13 years is a weird number.
Yeah.
No one thought he'd go 13.
Usually we just see 10. Usually 10 is like the max we see.
Yeah, he got from the Giants, he got a 12-year, $310 million. Dodgers offered him that contract I said before, 4 years, $45 million per year. I don't know. I know Padres, they were in like the 10-year, like $300 million range, about the same they offered Machado, but I don't know. That's crazy. But more outfielding news. The Yankees signed outfielder Aaron Hicks to a 7-year, $70 million contract extension. I love this signing. We talked about it on the Daily Recap the other day. Aaron Hicks, man, he's a top 5 center fielder in the MLB. 10 million per year. That's really good. And you have him 7 years. And you're only giving him $10 million per year as a switch hitter, as a center fielder. I love this deal.
It's a great signing, I think. And it was kind of unexpected. No one was like hearing rumblings beforehand. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, like it wasn't. Well, I know they were in talks. They're in talks with him, Betances, Judge, like on all these guys for an extension. But I mean, I think they're going to get the Betances one done before the season starts, maybe during it. Who knows? But I think they're definitely going to lock down Betances. Betances has really stepped up. His curve. Fastball is just killing it. His curveball, you better watch out for that one, man. That one's got some speed on it too.
As long as he stays consistent, he's going to be. He could be one of the best relievers in baseball.
He's top 10, I think.
Because he'll have like a month where he's just off, and you almost just don't want to bring him into games because he's just off. He can't find the strike zone. We saw that towards the end of last year.
I think if Hicks hit the open market, he would definitely be getting more than $10 million per year.
Yeah, but I think
look at Marwin Gonzalez. He's getting $11.5 million per year.
Yeah, and
what the hell? Like, yeah, that's good for him, but like he's getting more than Aaron Hicks.
No,
like what? Like in Aaron Hicks, like yeah, he batted like 270, but go look at all his stats. They're top 5 in literally every single like part of his stats. It's crazy. He would definitely be getting like 15. Honestly, I could think he could get, if he's a top 5 center field, he could play defense, he could hit.
Yeah.
On top of that, he could hit home runs, and he's a switch hitter. Switch hitters really is just being a switch hitter can give you like $5 million more per year, especially at his talent. He would definitely be getting in the 15 to 20 million per year range if he did test the market. But he definitely gave the Yankees a little bit of a discount. Plus, it's an extension. So, I mean, but $70 million for 7 years, man.
What a steal for the Yankees.
That's a steal. That outfield is going to be nice. We have Stanton for like bunch more years. We're going to be signing Judge to an extension. We have Clint Frazier. He's still young. He's going to be starting in AAA. As we said a couple weeks ago, I don't know. That outfield's going to be very good. Gardner, yeah, he's on a 1 year. Dude, Gardner got like $9 million.
Yeah.
Gardner got $9 million for this year. And Hicks is going to be getting $10 million. That's crazy.
And Gardner's going to be playing left field like on a rotation.
I don't know. I heard that Stanton might be that everyday left fielder, and then Voit could be that everyday DH, and then obviously rotate. Not every day the same lineup, but obviously rotation. We might see. I think LeMahieu's going to be in the field every single day. Tulowitzki's going to be. The only people I see being a DH are going to be like Stanton, Judge. Honestly, I could see Gardner being a DH.
I don't know about DH for Gardner.
I don't know. Having him.
Because I feel like they want him in. I feel like he's a better left fielder than Stan. Just because of his speed.
But I mean, he's older. So do you want him in the field every day?
Well, I think that's why they'll rotate with Stanton and Gardner out there. And one thing I've been curious about, how much longer can they keep Clint Frazier in AAA?
I think he's going to come up. I think also you got to think about Ellsbury.
And Ellsbury.
Ellsbury coming back. That outfield is going to be stacked. Even if Ellsbury comes back hitting like 260, shit, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But that outfield is going to be stacked for the next like easily 5 years.
Because you got Hicks in center. He's locked at center. I mean.
Yeah, Hicks is locked at center. Judge is locked at right. Frazier could play left. I don't know. Just
wait for the contract Judge is going to get when they need to re-sign him.
Oh, he's easily going to be getting like $20 million per year. I think he's going to be in that $200 million range.
Yeah. And that's just now. I mean, if he can stay healthy this whole season.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows what numbers.
If he's healthy, that'll definitely help him. But we'll see what happens with that. Outfield is stacked for the Yankees. Infield, bullpen is stacked. I would say their starting pitching is stacked. Just go look at stats. Yankees were the 10th team overall in starting pitching last year.
And that was with people concerned about the starting pitching of the Yankees.
That was with CC having some bad stretches, Tanaka having some bad stretches, Sevy having a bad second half, having Happ for not even half of the year. You're going to have Happ for a full year. Paxton, CC's coming back somewhat healthy. You're going to be getting Jordan Montgomery back. He's going to be fully healthy. I don't know. It's going to be pretty good. Tanaka, he's been working on his splitter. Yeah. Not keeping that up and high, but getting it down a little bit more. Sevy's going to be coming back strong. I'm telling you, they're going to be top 5 in starting pitching this year.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Top 5 bullpen, top 5 starting pitching, top 5 infield, top 5. They're literally top 5 in everything. So that's why right now the Yankees are my pick for the World Series. But, I
think the Red Sox, they haven't done much at all over the offseason.
They haven't done anything.
And really, I mean, if they don't get Kimbrel back, they really took a big step back in the offseason.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. We have a question in our halftime viewer mail. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you do send in that halftime viewer mail for us. It's literally what it is. It's the halftime part of the show, the middle part of it, and it's the viewer mail. So you send in the questions you want specifically answered because we dictate the script of the show. So send us questions you want because say you're a Jaguars fan and you want to know who the Jaguars are going to sign or trade or whatever, draft. Who knows? Just be like, oh, who are the Jaguars going to pick at 7 or whatever? So just send them in and we'll answer your questions specifically. We send them out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just DM us. Even if you have like a regular question, like during the week, like on a Tuesday, just DM us or even just comment on our thing. Be like, hey, what's up with this? And we'll give you our insight and we'll give you the facts on it. But that's how Open Table Sports works. We're basically for the people. So it's going to be fun. We're doing some fun stuff. We got the MLB, 2019 season preview. I can't wait for that. I know some people are already DMing us with questions on it. That'll be fun. So next we're going to get into more MLB. Tons of signings. Phillies, Yankees, and Rockies making moves this week.
It's about time.
I'm sad about this one, to be honest. Rockies signed third baseman Nolan Arenado to an 8-year, $260 million contract extension. You being a Yankees fan, Yankees are my 2 team, Brewers are my 1. Everyone knows that. Well, they should by now. Everyone thought Nolan Arenado was going to the Yankees, whether it be free agency or a deadline trade. come on. If you're a Yankees fan, you thought Arenado was coming to the Yankees. I'm going to let you go off on this one because I definitely want your thoughts on this signing.
Yeah. It's a good signing for the Rockies. I mean, they needed to do that to lock him up. As a Yankees fan, yeah, it's kind of disappointing because Arenado would have been a huge addition to the infield. But I have faith in Andujar. I think Andujar is the long-term third baseman. I think it's about time everyone stops doubting him. Last year was his rookie year, and everyone's judging him after 1 year. I don't get it. I think he's going to do a lot better. He's already taken a whole lot more reps in, the fields, ground balls and everything.
He's been working a lot this offseason on that defense. He's looking pretty good. He's working with LeMahieu. I mean, who else would you want helping you?
I mean, LeMahieu's a great guy, and now I think they announced he's going to be the backup first baseman.
You can move anyone in that. Tulowitzki, he said he was willing to play first, third. You can move Andujar to first, maybe even second. Torres could play short or third. The only people that aren't going to change are obviously Voit and Bird. Yeah. But I mean, maybe if you want to DH one of them, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that, but growing out the beard a little bit.
Yeah, no, Greg Bird, I think he's due for a breakout season too. He needs to stay healthy. I think
Birds are making some contact. We were talking about that. I think 2 weeks ago, we are talking about Bird making better contact in spring training. He's been hitting really well. I've been watching some film on him, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting. What the hell? Bryce Harper wants Le'Veon Bell to go to the Eagles.
I mean, the Eagles do need a running back, but would he go to the Eagles?
I mean, that'd be pretty nice.
I mean, make Philly really, jumping. They're jumping everywhere except for the Flyers. But
this is what happens on our podcast. It happens on the Mario Chaos and the Kid podcast as well. First, we start talking about the Rockies signing Nolan Arenado. Then we get to the Yankees infield somehow again because we're talking about Nolan Arenado possibly going to the Yankees. Then we start talking about Le'Veon Bell to the Eagles. What the hell is going on? I'm telling you, go listen to the Mario Chaos and the Kid podcast, and you'll know what I'm talking about. We don't talk anything about – it's supposed to be about professional wrestling. We don't get anything to professional wrestling. So –
hey, I have a good time listening.
Everyone has a good time listening to that. A little bit, with some profanity, but who gives a shit? But back to Nolan Arenado.
I mean, Arenado – yeah, it'd be good for the Rockies. I think the Rockies have a few more years of.
They're not going to win that division. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they can make the playoffs again.
Oh yeah. And let me post this real quick.
They'll be all right. I think the Rockies are good.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Their starting pitching isn't that good. The bullpen, losing Ottavino sucks. They still have. It's above average, but losing Ottavino is going to be a huge hit to them. Starting pitching is not that good for them. Infield, losing LeMahieu. They picked up Daniel Murphy, though, which I was kind of surprised. Still have Trevor Story, Arenado. Got Ian Desmond. I don't know. It's going to be pretty interesting to see with that team. I think they're going to come in second in that, division over there, the NL West. I think Dodgers are obviously going to win that.
Yeah, if the Dodgers don't win it, then there's something wrong with that organization, and they should just fire everyone.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think they're going to get a wild card like they did last year, but maybe. But they're not my sleeper team. I'm going to be revealing in a little bit my sleeper team for the 2019 season for the MLB. So stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're watching on YouTube or you're listening to the audio, whatever it may be. We do go live on YouTube at 1:30 Eastern time every Friday. So if you want all of this a little bit earlier, you want to watch it live, you want to see our beautiful faces, just watch it on YouTube. But this Nolan Arenado signing, I didn't think it was going to happen this soon. I thought he was actually going to test free agency. But hey, 8 years, $260 million.
I mean, how are you going to turn that down?
Yeah. So next, we're going to get into some NFL, actually. We are now 20 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. We just did 20 minutes of baseball. So next, we're going to move into the NFL and some CFL and AAF for probably the first time. Tight end Jason Witten will come out of retirement and play again for the Cowboys. He will leave the booth and ESPN. This was shocking. I did not see this coming at all. No one really did. Everyone thought he was going to stay in the booth. We know the Cowboys were asking him midseason, hey, do you want to come out of retirement? But now he's going to be coming back. I mean, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, the Cowboys whatsoever that are even close to Jason Witten, and I was contemplating doing it in the middle because it's not like it was brought up. It was brought up in the middle of the season. I think it's shocking because there was no.
There was like no rumbles. There's nothing like, oh, like Jason Witten is
Jason Witten's coming back. Witten down in the final few years, I really didn't see him do much for the Cowboys. 150 yards.
Divisional. When everything is like in the division, more personal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Like, why leave the booth to go play again? I mean, even though it's a 1-year deal, I mean,
and he gets a start. Like
he gets a start. He goes right back. I don't know. Say he does returns like in half of what he was. Witten, Elliott, that offense to be top 5 every single year for like 5 years. But now, last true colors.
And a new offense. Linehan gone.
You're adding Witten, does it throw a wrench?
I think it gives Dak Prescott that safety blanket.
Yeah, are they going to run into the same? Is back, maybe he hurts himself because if you're out, like your body isn't used every day playing,
You might not even do that with the training camp and
yeah.
No, because now it's like it brings up who's getting in the booth, and I heard a lot.
But he wasn't like that great.
I think back, like get Romo back with him.
No,
Romo's set where he's at.
I like Romo. Romo. See, I thought Witten was going to be good, and like Romo was going to be ass, but it was actually like Romo was really good at it. He has a lot of insight. There were teams asking him to be like their head coach or like their quarterback. He was, which is like most of it is all speculation now on how he's going to do, what he's going to do. But I think it's a good move for the Cowboys. For Jason Witten, it's a bad move. I think he just should have just stayed in the booth. I mean, I would have stayed in the booth, but whatever. So quarterback Johnny Manziel was released by the Montreal Alouettes, whatever the hell that is, for violating terms of his contract. He was also banned by the CFL from their league. The AAF has said he will be able to try out for their teams. Now, what Johnny Manziel has done with his career is a catastrophe. I don't know why. He's had problems partying. There were no details released on what he did. You know what I mean?
It just kind of he's.
I don't know. What I heard from my people was very like in he was kind of like I heard he was very like but you can't really say it sucks for him. Is he does like I thought that said Sheldon said pairing and I said no, Baker Mayfield's a Texas fan, you went to Oklahoma.
Emotion. Oh, yeah.
make a good get like a sack. You know, I got a sack. It's one of those ones where I regret. And we don't talk.
No.
I actually deciphered it well. Going back them, and I went over to the on you.
Ooh.
And I pointed to the ground, like put him in the dirt. You take straight up. But like I take it to heart. That's
They make a great shot.
my grandpa always says to me, they celebrate ball. Paid to do this. And I finish a micro for like 3 hours, $5 million to whatever it may be. You're winning game. 11-year-olds playing against.
And
you have tens of thousands, dude. Too,
yeah.
but it's sucking. You know, that stuff is don't get riled up. Jump up on in games. You don't see Marcus.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. No. I mean,
I can't wait for the.
yeah. I feel like unless like the Yankees Red Sox rivalry was dying down until last year, back because both teams were at the top. Long team. That's what makes sports. Rivalries make sports.
Even looking Becky Lynch and Rod, they've been going with each other. I'll show you after the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They've been going back and forth to WWE story. Paul Heyman, do you close?
Yeah.
Just expand. We all know it's going to be a triple threat. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey. You know, we know it's going to be a triple threat. We know it's going to happen. You know, we're going to be talking about the Fastlane updated card in a little bit. But, I mean, so a little bit, it's not breaking news, but Ohio State quarterback Dwayne Haskins says he has met with the Jaguars, Raiders, Saints at the Combine.
Meeting with the Giants tonight.
Meeting with the Giants tonight. But you know what I was told? This was actually yesterday, but I did not tweet it out.
Mm-hmm.
Some things I keep to myself, and I'll actually send in the Open Table Sports group chat.
Yeah.
The Saints like Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and I mean, Drew Brees has got what, maybe two years left, I'd say, 2-3 years.
The Saints like Kyler Murray, and you know who loves Kyler Murray? Just take a guess.
And the Cardinals do.
No, but guess on the Saints who loves Kyler Murray.
Oh. Alvin Kamara.
Sean Payton.
Oh, Sean Payton.
Dude, he loves him. But we'll see what happens with that. We're going to be talking about Kyler Murray a little bit later, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get back into sports. Let's just wrap up Johnny Manziel real quick because that's what we started with. It's just a shame. I'm not saying it's a shame for him. I'm just saying it's a shame for everyone else who was expecting him to do good.
Yep.
But I'm not even saying sorry to him because he does it to himself. Maybe 1 or 2 times I'd be like, he messed up. But like, man,
yeah,
what has he done? Great Caesar's ghost. But That's it for Johnny Manziel. He'll be trying out for AAF teams. You think he gets signed?
He could, just because it's AAF, and
I say no.
all these quarterbacks in AAF are pretty bad.
I mean, I don't know. I think he's going to get invites. I think he doesn't. I say if a team signs him, they are stupid.
I mean, the next thing would be the XFL for him.
He's definitely going to the
And there's
XFL.
been
If it's not
talks
AAF, it's going to be the XFL, ran by the WWE.
And there's talks of Kaepernick going to the XFL.
I can see that. XFL takes all the rejects, so who cares about that? Next, we're going to get into our first NFL mock draft for the 2019 NFL Draft. Overall, with the first pick, the Cardinals pick quarterback Kyler Murray out of Oklahoma. A little bit shocking, but who cares? 49ers. This is what we have, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we picked. We did this last night.
Yep.
With the 2-pick 49ers, defensive end Nick Bosa out of Ohio State. With the 3rd pick, Jets, defensive end Josh Allen from Kentucky. Raiders, defensive tackle Keenan Williams out of Alabama. 5th pick, Buccaneers, offensive tackle Jawan Taylor from Florida. Giants, quarterback Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State. Jaguars, with the 7th pick, defensive end Rashawn Gary out of Michigan. Lions with the 8th pick, picking defensive end Montez Sweat or Sweet. I don't know how he pronounces it. It's spelled Sweat. Maybe he pronounces it Sweet. We know some people, they have last names and they pronounce it weird. From Mississippi State, with the 9th pick, the Bills, defensive tackle Ed Oliver out of Houston. With the 10th pick, the Broncos, picking defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence out of Clemson. The Bengals with the 11th pick, picking defensive end Clelin Ferrell out of Clemson as well. 12th pick, Packers, linebacker Devin White out of LSU. Dolphins, quarterback Daniel Jones, 13th pick out of Duke. 14th pick, Falcons, defensive tackle Christian Wilkins, Clemson. Redskins with the 15th pick, quarterback Drew Lock from Mizzou. I'm told the Giants like him.
They do, but I think they would prefer Dwayne Haskins.
I think so, but we'll see what happens. I bet Giants will take him, and if he gets to the 2nd round, if they don't pick Haskins or Murray.
Yeah.
So with the 16th pick, the Panthers, tight end TJ Hawkinson, Iowa. 17th pick, Browns, a little bit weird. Cornerback DeAndre Baker, Georgia. Why I said it was weird? Browns with the 17th pick?
Yeah.
That's a little bit weird, ladies and gentlemen.
Join Denzel Ward there. That'd be
nice.
Dynamic.
DeAndre Baker, the best cornerback in this draft coming out of Georgia. They had a great defense. Vikings, offensive tackle with the 17th pick, Jonah Williams. Oh, no, Vikings with the 18th pick. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. From Alabama, 19th pick, Titans, Noah Fant, Iowa, tight end. 20th pick, Steelers, cornerback Byron Murphy out of Washington. 21st pick, Seahawks, defensive end Ja'Kai Polite out of Florida. Ravens with the 22nd pick, offensive tackle Greg Little out of Ole Miss. 23rd pick, Texans, offensive tackle back-to-back Andre Dillard, Washington State. 24th pick, Raiders again, linebacker Mac Wilson out of Alabama. 25th pick, Eagles, defensive tackle Jerry Tillery out of Notre Dame. We go marching. 26th pick, Colts, wide receiver DK Metcalf. He is looking like cut wheat. If he goes to the Colts, that'll be nasty.
Yeah.
Out of Ole Miss. 27th pick, Raiders again. Safety, Nazir Adderley out of Delaware. 28th pick, the Chargers. Linebacker, Devin Bush out of Michigan. I love that pick. Hopefully he's there. Chiefs, safety, Jonathan Abram out of Mississippi State. I've always wanted to announce those draft picks.
Yeah.
Like with the 30th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. The Green Bay Packers select wide receiver Marquise Brown out of Oklahoma. Like, that's got to be the dopest thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, with the 31st pick. Oh, I should have done this whole list in that voice. With the 31st pick, the Rams pick defensive end Brian Burns out of Florida State. With the 32nd pick, the Patriots select defensive tackle Draymond Jones, Ohio State. So that's our first round for the mock draft. We're going to be updating it next week. So, we'll see what's going on with that. I like that mock draft.
I think it was a very, very good one. I think it's going to change up a lot.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, that's with no trades. We would be sitting here for 8 hours if we depict the trades, but trades are very hard to depict, and we all know that. If we sat here and said, I wonder who's going to trade, well, we'd still be sitting from last night.
Yeah.
So that's why we do no trades, because we're just going to do it straight up, ladies and gentlemen. We're not here to depict trades. Obviously, teams that could be in contention for trading up. Jets said they want to trade back.
Yeah.
If anything, they trade back for.
I heard the Giants could trade back or trade up, actually. They could trade up or back.
I don't know. That's why I think maybe we see – I don't know. Maybe Jets just trade their third pick for Antonio Brown straight up. Because I reported yesterday that the Jets are in discussions with the Steelers on getting Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be one or the other for them, Bell or Brown. I don't think they're getting both. They're not going to be able to handle that.
I'd rather get Brown. See, here's my thing. I would trade your third pick overall for Antonio Brown, and you get the Steelers, first round pick. So you do your first for Brown and their first round. So basically they're just moving up. And it'd be stupid to trade your third for – you know what? Who cares? Just trade your third overall for Brown. It can go either way. Whatever the Steelers want to do.
Yep.
That'd probably make more sense, because why would you give up your first rounder for another first rounder and you're giving up Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
So just do your third for Brown straight up, and then you trade for Jordan Howard.
Yeah.
Straight up, because Jordan Howard's going to be on the trading block. We'll be talking about that in a little bit. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Jets do. They want to trade back. We know some teams willing to move up. It's going to be interesting to see. We'll be covering the draft, ladies and gentlemen. We will be live tweeting it. If you followed my Twitter last year, guess who had all the picks before they were even done? Me, ladies and gentlemen. If you followed me on Twitter, I had all the picks before they were even done. Dom and I didn't know each other, but if you knew me at that time, I had all the picks before they were done. So on Open Table Sports, we'll be having that as well. So next, we're going to get into the WWE Fastlane card as it is right now. WWE Fastlane is going to be on March 10, 2019 in Cleveland, Ohio at the Quicken Loans Arena. A 6 p.m. kickoff show, and the 7 p.m. main card is going to start. That is Eastern time, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, if you're in the Central time, it's going to be 5 and 6. And if you're going to be on the West Coast, it's going to be 3 and 4. So main event is going to be Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus Shane McMahon and The Miz. SmackDown Live Women's Championship, Asuka versus Mandy Rose. The Women's Tag Team Championships is going to be Sasha Banks and Bayley, the Boston Hug Connection, versus Nia Jax and Tamina. The rumored matches, but not confirmed yet, ladies and gentlemen, is Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Baron Corbin. If Bobby Lashley, that match is probably going to be confirmed now that Roman Reigns is back. We talked about that the other night. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade Cien Almas. Raw Tag Team Championship match, The Revival versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. That is the updated card with some of the rumored matches for WWE Fastlane. We are going to get into the halftime viewer mail right now, ladies and gentlemen. The Padres signed Adam Warren. Let me tweet that out real quick.
The former Yankee right there.
So I'm going to pass this over to you as I tweet this. Jets are showing interest in pass rushers Ezekiel Ansah, Dante Fowler. Interesting there. Now, question from JJ in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Why did Bryce Harper sign such a long deal?
I think he just doesn't want to go through this offseason again later on. He doesn't want to have curiosity leading up all the way to the end of February into March. He wants to be stable, doesn't want no more contract talks. He just wants that all out of the way. And he doesn't want to be traded. And now he's got all that set for 13 years. I mean, he's going to be with the Phillies till 2032. Just think about that.
That's going to be crazy. Like 13 years. Would you sign a 13 million? Would you sign a 13-year deal?
If I really wanted to be on that team and felt like that team had a chance to be competitive for 13 years, of course I would. And the Phillies are young, so they're only I don't see them going away anytime soon.
They're only going to get better from here. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, it's not like they're in a rebuild. It's not like the Padres. Like, they still have a lot of work to do. Phillies, they only need like 1 or 2 signings. And I would consider them in World Series contention if they do get Keuchel and Kimbrel.
Yeah, I mean, if not this year, then the years after, they're only going to get better because they have Harper now. So that's going to intrigue more people to come.
People forgot they got Gene Segura, Andrew McCutchen. Sorry, I'm saying Adam Warren because I just tweeted it out.
JT
That's how our
Realmuto.
minds work, ladies and gentlemen. We're learning about that in psychology. Like, if you say something 5 minutes ago and you like say something similar to it, like, I don't know why. It's weird. The mind is weird. I have a specialty in psychology, but my major is sports journalism. But
same here.
Yeah, most of us at Open Table Sports, we're still in college, as we said before. I wouldn't sign it. I think it's dumb for you.
He must be really confident in the Phillies.
Yeah, Padres gave Adam Warren a 1-year deal with the club option for 2020. But we'll see what happens. Next, we're going to move into the Chargers. I'm like on the fence about this because Rosen – well, here's the question first. Will the Chargers make a move for Josh Rosen? This is from Tyler from San Diego. Chargers, obviously, everyone knows they're my team. Here, I'm going to pass it to you, then I'm going to give my thoughts because my thoughts are going to be longer than yours. Mm-hmm. Should the Chargers make a move for Josh Rosen?
Well, I got to ask you one question then. How much longer does Phillip Rivers have?
Phillip Rivers has
2 years.
2 years. He's going to have this year, and then he's going to have next year. But I think if Josh Rosen sits behind Phillip Rivers for just even a year, dude, that's balling right there. He had a little help from Sam Bradford. Yeah, Sam Bradford gave him some help. Mm-hmm. But I mean, coming to
and also he'd have a month in
and the better receivers to work with, better coaches. It's just a better organization, I think.
I'm surprised I'm back.
I'm just that lawyer. But I mean, I have it written down. He's only going into his second year. He wasn't that great. So that's why it's a third rounder. The reason why it's not a fourth or fifth rounder is because he's still young and still has potential. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, but I don't know. I like that trade. We give up a third rounder. I don't mind. That means we don't have to draft. Yeah, he has 1 year under his belt in the NFL. But, I mean, it'll be pretty interesting to see, what happens to Josh Rosen. We heard the Cardinals, they like Kyler Murray. We'll see what happens with that. But it'll be pretty interesting to see what happens to that one pick. If they trade it, if they do pick Kyler Murray. But we're going to be talking a little bit more about that one pick in just a couple minutes. Mm-hmm. Just did trade for Rosen. What do you think they'd give up?
I mean, a round pick. Like, there's really not much that the Chargers giving up for him. But I definitely could see the second or third round pick.
I can see that. The only way I give up a second is if, like, they're giving us, like, a seventh back. Like, just give us, like, another draft pick back. Like, I don't know. But we do need to find Rivers' successor, whatever it is.
Who's backup now? Geno Smith?
Yeah, Geno Smith. But, yeah.
He's going
to be gone.
Yeah.
Then you have Cardale Jones. Great season.
So Cardale Jones. Wow.
Ohio State.
Made famous by Gus Johnson. He said, Cardale Jones. Cardale Jones.
I don't know. It's whatever. I mean, our backups aren't that great. Neither are the Giants. A lot of teams have a lot of good backups. That's why they're called backups. Yeah. So, but Phillip Rivers would be great for Josh Rosen. I wouldn't mind getting him. He's from UCLA.
Yeah.
He has some experience with Southern California. Mm-hmm. So I think that will help him as well. It'll be more in his element. Next, we're going to get into who can be a sleeper number 1 pick overall in the 2019 NFL Draft. I have Keenan Williams or Dwayne Haskins. Maybe the Cardinals say, hey, maybe we'll take a bigger guy at 1, Dwayne Haskins, or maybe they just want to shore up their run defense and get defensive tackle Keenan Williams.
Well, what I'm just seeing now is Dwayne Haskins is coming to the combine to prove that he's the number 1 quarterback in the draft. And so that could mean enough to be the number one pick. But he also said it would be a dream come true if he goes to New York, if he goes to the Giants. So Dwayne Haskins could be in that position to where he wouldn't want to play for the Cardinals. Because we had that happen before in the 2004 draft when Eli Manning got selected number one overall by the Chargers.
I'm so glad we made that trade. I think Phillip Rivers is better than Eli. The reason Eli won those 2 Super Bowls is his defense.
I wouldn't say that.
24-21 and 17-14.
I mean, 21-17 in Super Bowl 20 or 21, 46. And
one of them was like
17-14.
Yeah, 17. I know 17-14 was the other one. The other one was like 24-21 or 21-17. Yes, that's even worse. So I mean,
but I mean, it's a Super Bowl. So I mean, look at they're gonna do him. Eli's good. Eli,
I don't know. I'm taking
job.
Angelo just said Eli over Rivers.
Yeah, I'd take Eli over Rivers, especially in the playoffs.
No.
In 2011, Eli set the record for most passing yards in a single playoff run.
I don't know.
I mean, that's a lot on the quarterback.
I'd have to pick
who are Eli's receivers? Hakeem Nicks, Victor Cruz. Yes, they're great receivers, but they're nothing like other teams have had before.
Oh, but look at the offensive lines Phillip Rivers has had. He's had awful offensive lines. Even look at before, we had the defense we have now. The defenses were awful that we had. We had no offensive line. Receivers were average. All he had, his best receiver was Antonio Gates.
I mean, Phillip Rivers is a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's tough as hell. But I'd still take Eli in the playoffs. I think there's just this different mode Eli activates in the playoffs that just makes him so good in the playoffs. Some quarterbacks just have that knack for playoff football, and Eli is one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But he won both of those Super Bowls like on his defense. Not like he had like 4 touchdowns, 300 yards.
He made some great throws in the clutch. That throw to Manningham in Super Bowl 46 on the sideline. That's all Eli.
I'm not saying Eli's bad. I'm just saying I'm giving the edge to Rivers. But
I don't know. Rivers hasn't done enough for me in the big games.
Yeah. I mean, he played with a torn ACL in 2007.
Like I said, tough as hell.
It's just a supporting cast. Eli, he's had those players around him. So, I mean,
you still got to be a good quarterback with good weapons because you can't just be garbage with good weapons. And look at the Steelers. I mean, they had the best running back, best wide receiver, top 10 quarterback. And they still couldn't make the Super Bowl.
Their defense wasn't that good, though. And they had no tight end. Yeah, Vance McDonald. Vance McDonald's, no, he's average. But basically no tight end. Bell didn't play. James Conner had lingering injuries. Whatever. But that pick, who do you think a sleeper number 1 overall pick could be? This is from Joe and the United Kingdom, by the way. Thank you, Joe.
I think we had Kyler Murray, but I think he's still a sleeper 1 pick. I think it's almost like
because a lot of people are saying
last year.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying like, oh, Bosa's going to be 1 overall. I don't know, man.
Because some teams, it depends on the team. Some GMs are going to draft based on need. And then you got some GMs like Dave Gettleman for the Giants who said, we're drafting on the best player available. It depends how the Cardinals want to look at it. Are they drafting for need or are they drafting for the best player in the draft? If they're going for the best player in the draft, they get Bosa. If they're going for a need, maybe they need a quarterback, maybe they need a wide receiver, but you're not going to take a wide receiver with the 1 pick.
No, because there's no wide receiver that's like, wow, like that's got to be the 1 pick. There's even running backs or tight ends. There's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but those are our sleeper number 1 overall picks, Keenan Williams and Dwayne Haskins. Oh, dropped my pen. So the next question is from Steve in Old Saybrook. Who will the Red Sox closer be by the end of the regular season / throughout the regular season? I have my notes here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm all about the stats. Red Sox closer in 2019, my pick is Ryan Brazier. He has a 1.69 ERA over 41 games in his career, and that's over 2 years. That's really good. Over his first 2 years, 1.69 and 41 games. That's really good.
I think you fill in for Kimbrel just fine.
if they don't get Kimbrel. But
yeah,
pitching is always something that a bad pitcher can always have a good year, and a good pitcher can always have a bad year. So that's always like quarterbacks and football, goalies and hockey. You see it all the time, where any player can really have a bad season. The only time you see consistency by good players and bad players is basketball.
Yeah.
That's
No doubt.
that's like the major thing. But my pick is Ryan Brazier.
Call me crazy. This would be a crazy take right here. You're not ready for this one. Trade deadline comes around. Red Sox trade for David Robertson.
From the Phillies?
I think if the Red Sox are desperately needing a closer by then, they could
Yeah,
go
but if
all
the
out
Philly,
for him.
there's no way because the Phillies are going to be in playoff contention. If they're not in playoff contention, then I could see it. But if the Phillies are in playoff contention,
David Robertson's going to be what? Their 7th inning guy, 8th inning guy?
No, because right now he's their closer.
But I think that if they get Kimbrel though,
I'm going to throw a curveball at you, Dom, since you want to throw curveballs at me.
Yeah.
You're not ready for this one.
Mm-hmm.
They could possibly, maybe so, trade for at the deadline a team that, as I said earlier in this podcast, if they're out of it, the Mets, Edwin Diaz.
Yeah.
If they're out of it, hey, they just traded for him. Maybe they're in the dumpster. Maybe Cespedes is going to be out longer than expected. Maybe they're under 500.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're out of it. Maybe the Braves and Phillies are just running away with the division. They're not close to the wild card, whatever it may be. Robinson Cano is not having a good season or he's injured. Maybe they're like, whatever, we'll just trade. We tried. We'll just trade him away and start over again this offseason. Maybe they trade for Edwin Diaz. Who knows? Maybe they trade for Sergio Romo from the Marlins.
Yeah.
He's on a 1-year deal, $2.5 million. Maybe they trade for him. Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, anything can happen in sports.
Mm-hmm.
As I always say, anything can happen with one phone call.
Yep. That's all it takes.
Anything in the world can happen with one phone call. My pick is Ryan Brazier.
It's a safe pick.
That's my one for now. I mean, obviously anything can happen at the trade deadline.
It depends on how teams are doing. If the Red Sox are up there and another team's doing really bad, they could work a trade. You never know.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. So next we're going to get into what MLB team can be a sleeper this season in the MLB and make the playoffs that no one is thinking about. My pick, you know what? I'm going to go your pick.
All right. Well, I think for me, they're in the AL East. They were coming at the end of last year, full force, Tampa Bay Rays.
I don't know.
I think they could sneak into that second wild card.
They're going to be interesting to see. I feel they're definitely a boomer bust team, in my opinion.
You got the Cy Young winner on that team. You've got, growing talent in the lineup. I think the AL East takes both wild card spots this year, with that being either the Yankees, Red Sox at 1, and then the Rays at 2.
I think the Twins could take that second spot. Twins or Rays, maybe Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
But my pick is the Reds. And if you want to doubt me, go look at their roster. It is a very sleeper roster.
Mm-hmm.
Kemp and Puig in that outfield, it's pretty good. Go look at Kemp's stats for last year. Pretty good. Puig is still a good outfielder. They got Joey Votto, Scooter Gennett, Suarez. They have a good infield, man. Catcher, they got Tucker Barnhart. He's pretty good. Starting pitching, they got, Alex Wood, Rourke, got him, Descalfani, whatever his name is. That bullpen, they signed Zach Duke,
Mm-hmm.
Rafael, whatever his name is, Iglesias. I don't like these names, man. Some of these names are like weird.
Yeah, definitely.
But people have some weird names. The amount of times I've been saying this, like even your last name, I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know. It's like Capawola or something like that.
Capalupo,
that's it. I know there was an L in there somewhere.
Yeah, I would like to be special.
Good afternoon, fellas. Oh, good afternoon, pal. Thank you. Wait, let me see what this person. Oh, it's from the Braves. It's a fan from the Braves. What's going on? I'm picking you for the AL East alongside the Phillies.
The AL East, the NL East.
NL East, same thing. Whatever. It's in the East. I always do that talking about like sports, like saying like divisions and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, it's easy
because like
mix up. It's one letter difference.
Yeah, like because Yankees are my second team, so I'm so used to just saying AL East, AL East, AL East.
Yeah.
Braves, yeah. Whatever. I can't see that far. Something Braves for. Whatever. So next we're going to get into the rundown. The rundown, we move a little bit quicker. That question about the sleeper team in the MLB is from Anthony in Long Island, New York. Now we're going to get into the rundown. We're going to kick off a little bit of the NFL. Andrew Whitworth will return to the Rams for 2019. Ravens release wide receiver Michael Crabtree. 49ers franchise tag kicker Robbie Gould. Bears release kicker Cody Parkey. Wide receiver Demaryius Thomas was released for vehicular assault after his recent crash a few weeks ago. Ravens running back Alex Collins was arrested this morning following a car crash. Quarterback Nick Foles will not be tagged by the Eagles and will become a free agent. Eagles signed defensive end Brandon Graham to a 3-year, $39 million contract extension. That's a lot for him. Falcons are expected to let running back Tevin Coleman walk in free agency. Giants safety Landon Collins may hold out due to frustration with the team not giving him a long-term contract. Giants are willing to trade Olivier Vernon and are shopping him. Now, Dom, let's talk a little bit of where he could go.
Mm-hmm.
My teams, Browns, Dolphins, Texans, Colts, and Packers. You agree with that? Any teams you want to add or subtract?
I have none to add. I think the front two that you said, Browns and Texans.
Yeah, Browns, Dolphins, Texans.
Especially if the Texans let Clowney go.
That's the main thing about the Texans. If Clowney goes, Colts, they're going to need another pass rusher. Packers are always looking for pass rushers. But Vernon to the Packers makes sense. Vernon to the Browns.
The Braves guy saying Packers.
All right.
He's saying Vernon to the Packers.
That's why I said I got the Packers on this list.
Yeah, the Packers could use one. I think the Browns would be a great fit for him.
Another team that's shopping someone is the Vikings shopping cornerback Trey Waynes. Here are a list of teams, I think, if you want to add or subtract. Giants, Eagles, Steelers, Broncos, and Raiders.
I like the Giants. They do need a corner desperately. I mean, B.W. Webb being your second is just nothing.
And it's not going to take much. Trey Wayne's easily going to be a 4th or 5th round pick.
Yeah.
Maybe 3rd.
And the Giants have a couple 5th round picks in this draft, so they could definitely get rid of him.
Yeah. So then another team shopping a player, top player. Bears are shopping running back Jordan Howard. Here are the teams we have that could go after him. Texans, Jets, Chiefs, Falcons, and 49ers. Reason for the Texans, Lamar Miller's not getting a job done, I don't think. And maybe they just want to replace him or even add another running back to relieve the they just trade for Jordan Howard. Huntley on the goal line runs. Tevin Coleman that they could pound it in. Justin, there's a list of teams we think.
We got Braves guys saying Howard. They pulled the trigger, and we've been saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Houston too. So, but Lamar isn't the problem in Houston.
Yeah. Open Table Sports on Twitter, Instagram. Just shoot it out. Next Saturday, love. If you see some stuff, retweet, like. Open Table Sports is so. Now really bad. We're using like 3 mics right now, so we've had problems with this microphone before. Teams that could go after him: boys, Jets, Seahawks, and 49ers.
Aguilar's a solid receiver. I don't know, he's not that.
Yeah, I had the Dolphins on that list. Yeah, Dolphins could be that team, but we'll see. You know, trades and signings are very like we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
76ers are up in the air for center Joel Embiid. We're going to move an NBA if you didn't know by now. Left knee. He has left knee injury on his return. He did not join them on their recent road trip to have therapy. His possible return is tomorrow, whenever you're listening to this, on Saturday, March 2nd. Marvin Bagley sprained his left knee Wednesday against the Bucks. He will be reevaluated in 1 to 2 weeks. Lonzo Ball will need more time for his injury. 1 or more weeks for some rehab. What are your thoughts on Lonzo Ball there? We were talking about this, me and you, I remember.
Yeah. Lakers are in some serious trouble now. Could we see a playoffs without LeBron?
Yeah.
That'd be insane because what? How many years in a row has LeBron been in the finals?
He hasn't missed since 2005.
Playoffs. Or the finals.
Playoffs. Well, obviously.
Yeah.
What am I, a clown?
What is it?
So 2005. Last time he missed was 2005, and like 95.6% of the league now wasn't even in the league.
Yeah.
In 2005. So I mean, that'll be interesting to see. What goes on with that. I don't think they're gonna make it. That's my hot take, but we'll see what happens with Lonzo.
Lakers need to bail on Lonzo ASAP. Missed their opportunity a couple weeks ago. That's what we've got here from fan.
Yeah. I like this fan giving us a like.
Yeah.
You're the man, Braves dude. You're the man. Follow us, Open Table Sports, on Twitter if you already don't, and on Instagram, whatever you want to do. I don't know. I don't think they're going to make it. Lonzo Ball to the Suns makes sense.
Yeah.
Hearing a lot of traction.
Mm-hmm.
Subbed and like. Thank you, brother. We appreciate the fans always.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I think you should go to the Suns.
Yeah.
But here we go. This is Angelo's expertise. Angelo does the soccer. Don't yell at me if I don't know how to pronounce his names. Aymeric Laporte has signed a new 2-year contract extension with Manchester City, keeping him at the club until 2025. Leicester City have appointed Brendan Rodgers as the club's new manager. Manchester City has signed a 10-year deal with Puma, replacing their current agreement with Nike. The deal is reported to be 650 million euros. Manchester United have made Dortmund winger Jadon Sancho their top transfer target this summer. Real Madrid will let Gareth Bale leave the club this summer as part of the deal to bring in Eden Hazard from Chelsea or Christian Eriksen from Tottenham. Arsenal have made an offer of 26 million euro for winger Cengiz Under. The 21-year-old is valued at 35 million euros by Roma. Now we're going to get into the MLB. The Reds signed infielder Jose Iglesias to a minor league deal. Indians signed first baseman /DH Hanley Ramirez to a minor league contract. Rangers signed infielder Logan Forsythe to a minor league contract. Blue Jays signed relieving pitcher Bud Norris. I think it was 1 year, like $2.5 million. Blue Jays signed starting pitcher Clay Buchholz to a minor league contract. He had a really good year last year.
Yeah.
Mets signed, as we said before, outfielder Carlos Gomez to a minor league contract. Cardinals signed catcher Matt Wieters to a minor league contract. Cardinals also signed starting pitcher Miles Mikolas to a 4-year, $68 million contract extension. Dom, you could take us from here with some NHL.
This guy is great. He had fun with you going to the soccer. He said, let me get mad at you for talking about the sport I don't know about, and you mispronouncing names. Just move on to the next sport.
Wieters still got more than he deserved. Yeah. Let's take us away with some NHL, Dom, with your sweet caramel voice.
So, the NHL trade deadline got crazy. We saw a total of 63 trades. Obviously, we're not going to list all 63 trades, or we'll be here for the next 2 to 3 hours. And we want to save that 2 to 3 hours for our baseball 2019 preview. So we'll start with the Bruins acquiring right wing Charlie Coyle from the Minnesota Wild for a 5th-round pick and right winger Ryan Donato. Then the Sharks, they acquired right wing Gustav Nyquist from the Red Wings for a 2019 second-round pick and a 2020 conditional third-round pick.
I got a little news here. Royals have announced that Salvador Perez has a UCL injury that is ongoing, and they are in talks with catcher Martin Maldonado. Bingo.
Go.
Dolphins are discussing an extension with cornerback Xavier Howard. Go on with your NHL, Dom. Just wanted to get a little breaking news.
Yeah, of course. All right, so Vegas Golden Knights acquired right wing Mark Stone from the Senators for left winger Oscar Lindbergh, defenseman Eric Branston, and a 2020 second round pick. After this trade, Vegas signed Stone to an 8-year, $76 million contract extension. All done quickly. Great trade for the Vegas Golden Knights that'll help them try to defend their Western Conference title this year. The Avalanche acquired center Derek Brassard from the Panthers for a third-round pick. He's been going everywhere. So who knows what Derek Brassard is feeling right now. He's been on 3 different teams in like the last month and a half. So we'll move on to the Predators acquiring center Mikael Granlund from the Wild for left winger Kevin Fiala. Then the Predators also acquired right wing Wayne Simmons from the Flyers for right winger Ryan Hartman and a 4th-round conditional pick. The Blue Jackets acquired center Ryan Dzingel and a 7th-round pick from the Senators for left winger Anthony Duclair and 2 second-round picks. The Blue Jackets acquired center Matt Duchene from the Senators in exchange for prospects wide receiver, right wing Vitaly Abramov, right winger Jonathan Davidson, and the 2020 first-round pick. Then the Stars acquired Matt Zuccarello from the Rangers for 2019 second-round pick and a 2020 third-round pick. Big loss for the Rangers. Matt Zuccarello being there.
I mean, does it really matter with where they're at right now?
And then now Matt Zuccarello out 3 to 4 weeks after getting injured, taking a shot to the arm during his first game with the Stars, and he even scored in that game. So out for 3 to 4 weeks. Then the Jets acquired right winger Kevin Hayes from the Rangers for left winger Brendan Lemieux and a 2019 first-round pick and a conditional pick. Lemieux made his debut for the Rangers the other day, did really well. I like what I'm seeing from him. And now we'll move into some tennis. I know how much you love tennis, Matt.
I've been watching it all day.
Juan Martín del Potro has withdrawn from Indian Wells with a knee injury. Maria Sharapova has now withdrawn from Miami as well as Indian Wells after a minor shoulder procedure. And Naomi Osaka has brought in Jermaine Jenkins to her team after splitting with her coach the other week. Wish the Blue Jackets would change their name. They sound like a group of junior high girls with an invite-only clique. Interesting take from our fan here.
He's killing it.
We love it.
We love it.
All right, so we'll move into some golf now.
Here we go.
Dustin Johnson won the Mexico Championship at 21 under, and Rory McIlroy finished second at 16 under.
We're at the peak of the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Good to see those two back up at the top of the sport. Maybe we'll see later in the year when Tiger Woods gets back up there, and maybe you could see them battle it out. And then Jonathan Vegas leads the Honda Classic at 6 under after round 1. And now even more. NASCAR.
Bingo.
Brad Keselowski won the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 at Atlanta this past Sunday as the Cup Series now heads to Las Vegas this week. Kyle Busch signed a multi-year contract extension with Joe Gibbs Racing, and Mars will continue to sponsor him. So you get to see your M&M's, Snickers, Skittles on the car.
Don't get me hungry, Dom. Dom and I, we're going to go get some pasta bowls after this.
Oh, yeah.
You can bet your ass on that.
And then finally, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will run the Xfinity race later this year at Darlington during Throwback Weekend, and he will run a Throwback number 8 car.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the Open Table Sports Podcast. Once again, this has been the 11th edition, and make sure you watch those daily recaps, ladies and gentlemen. We do them nightly. Some nights we cannot, but make sure when we do send out those halftime viewer mail, send in those questions. We love answering your personal questions. We love being all about you guys asking the questions. Thank you for the Braves fan for sending in all the questions and ideas. We love it. Thank you guys for everything. Don't forget, March 23rd, 1 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be going live on YouTube. We'll also be recording audio at the same time for the MLB 2019 season preview. We will be breaking down every single team, top to bottom, left to right, diagonal, horizontal, you name it. We are breaking down your team. We'll be going from 30 to 1. It's going to be our power rankings, breakdown of teams, all in one. We're going to have a huge panel, and it's going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen. Most of all, we're shooting for about a 4-hour, 5-hour podcast that day. Insane. And then the Open Table Sports team is going to be going to PAPW Thrello at Melillo 2019 after that. So the Open Table Sports team has a busy March 23rd. Don't forget that date, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. As always, we love you guys. Make sure you follow us, Open Table Sports, on everything. It's simple, just Open Table Sports. Go check out those old daily recaps for extensive thoughts and other Open Table Sports Inside stuff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening. Have a good day.